Meantime, new details tonight in our WLWT investigation into the death of a retired Princeton school teacher. 87-year-old Beverly Kinney hit and killed by a Metro bus in Hyde Park earlier this month.
So we've learned that the bus driver who hit her was involved in another very serious crash before, one that left a UC student disabled possibly for the rest of his life. WLWT News 5's Karen Johnson talked exclusively with him and his mother, who's now his caretaker. Hi, Karen.
Yeah, hi guys. There's a lot to unpack here, but we have been digging into the driver's background and driving records. Because he has not been charged with any crime, we are not identifying him. I did confirm his license was suspended at the time of the most recent crash because BMV records showed he didn't pay fines from a speeding ticket. Although that was his only driving infraction in more than a decade, records show since 2018 he has been involved in 4 other crashes behind the wheel of a Metro bus. One of those left a young man disabled. DeCarlo Fowler's love for his Bengals sneakers goes beyond fashion. They've become a symbol of hope and motivation in his journey toward mobility.
I'm 100% on the right side of my body, and my left side of my body I have low to no mobility at all.
In 2018, DeCarlo, who was 24 at the time, was attending the University of Cincinnati while working at UPS. He was driving to work one morning when he was hit by a Metro bus at the intersection of Finley Street and Winchell Avenue. According to a crash report, the Metro driver ran the red light and struck DeCarlo. Thankfully, a witness called 911 and medics were on scene quickly.
If they wouldn't have got to him within like 5 to 10 minutes, he would have been deceased.
DeCarlo was in a coma for 2 months before being transferred to the ICU at Drake. He then spent the next 2 years in and out of nursing homes and hospitals. He now lives at home with his mom, who is also his caretaker, and continues to receive therapy twice a week.
His life has been destroyed, his quality of life.
When not in a wheelchair, DeCarlo is bedbound and continues to get his nutrition through a feeding tube.
I'm very happy that, yes, my heart is ticking and beating, but as far as my life goes as a young man that used to live life, I'm not that person anymore.
What the Fowlers didn't know until we told them last week, the driver who hit DeCarlo was also involved in another serious crash. This one was deadly. Police say 87-year-old Beverly Kinney was in a crosswalk and had the right of way when she was hit and killed by a Metro bus.
To hear that's very sickening. He's allowed to get back on the road. I mean, I'm alive. That's a blessing to be alive, but that's horrible. You're still allowed to go out there and drive.
Cincinnati police and Metro are still investigating the crash that killed Kinney, so public records related to her death are not yet available. We did obtain Metro's investigative report from the 2018 crash that says the driver was heading back to the garage. He ran a red light and struck vehicle. The transportation safety specialist wrote, had the driver made sure he obeyed the red light, the collision would not have happened. Cincinnati police never charged the bus driver in this case, who at the time was on the job less than a year. Metro said in a written statement to WLWT, the investigation determined that the police did not cite the operator in this accident. It was also the operator's first preventable accident while employed at Metro. Prior to returning to work, the operator underwent operator refresher training, which is standard safety protocol for any operator who has been on extended leave.
Yes, something terrible did happen to my son. Yes, something again has happened terrible, but this has caused someone to lose their life. We need some accountability.
As we continue to push for answers, DeCarlo is finding ways to put the joy back in his heart.
Right now, my main goal is to fix my body.
He finds pleasure in nature.
Taking a walk.
And in the Bengals.
That's my man, Joe Burrow.
Above all, DeCarlo lets his faith lead the way.
I have the mindset where I'm going to be okay. I'm not just going to settle for where I'm at right now. I know this is a stop, and I have to keep on moving.
Yeah.
With God and his mother by his side, DeCarlo embraces the dream to one day tie his own laces and, for the very first time, walk in his beloved Bengals shoes.
I know you're going to get up. I just pray that I get to see it in my lifetime. He said this year. So God, this year.
To be clear, we found no record of the Metro driver that he's ever been charged in the crashes he was involved in. And again, the most recent crash, though, that involved Beverly Kinney is still under investigation. I have to say, when he walks, he said he's going to walk to his favorite place, which is Eden Park.
Well, I want it to happen in his mom's lifetime. A
Yes.
very thorough story, and I know you're going to keep digging on it. You gave that family a voice tonight.
Thank you.
All right.